Are you strapped for time, but would love to increase your income and would love to make your life work for you, have more time, and have it be on your schedule? Well, in this episode today, we're going to bust through the lie that you don't have enough time and you'll never be able to do it because of where you're stuck. I'm Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer. And as you know, I love to say a recovering selfless overachiever who's here to help you bust through the lies that you've been told. And today I have a special guest, Kelly Watts, who's going to talk to us about some of these excuses we're making and how to get out of them. So, Kelly, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So awesome. So, we were talking a little bit before, and you were telling me about your story. I would love to hear
Mhm.
more about how you got started since all of your videos are from your car. So, share more.
So, as most of us are, we're all tired, busy, working mums, and we struggle to sometimes we get stuck in that trap of we get up, we go work, we do that till we're 67, and then we retire when we're all burnt out. But I was just like, "Do you know what? I don't want to live like life like this." I was a TA, worked on a school, I was on minimum wage. And then I was getting up doing the school run since I finished school from that loud, overbearing environment. Then I had to put all that aside and be mum and then just carry on with all our activities, running a house, being a partner, everything else that life throws of us. And I was just like, there's more to life. This isn't how I imagined my life. So last year I took a chance and I was just like, "Do you know what? I want to do something different, but I don't want to work for anyone." So that's where I discovered that, the magic of online and creating my own business. So I spent the last year literally in my car, building up a coaching business, which has now allowed me to give up my job. And now I do this full time. So I use those pockets of time. So when I took my son to the bus stop in the morning, I'd have like 5 minutes in the car before I had to drive to work. So I'd use that time to do some training videos or to grow my audience or to leave comments and build relationships with my audience. And then the same, then I finished school. And then when my son, I'd get in from school and then I'd be sat in the car park for like 10 minutes. So it would be the same. So I rather than thinking how I haven't got the time to grow my business, we've all got these little pockets of time where we can utilize to do something good and make a change for us. So that's what I did.
I love it. So I can hear somebody already saying, like, sure, well, I don't drive or I walk or something. How did you determine what a pocket of time was? Like, how would somebody know where they have the time and space to do it? Is it like idle thinking time, time they're scrolling? You tell me.
So it's again, you've got to have priorities. Do you want to change your life? If you want to change your life, you'll find the reason to do it. So again, we often, how often are we found ourselves doom scrolling? We'll go on to Facebook, social media, and we doom scroll. So you could say, oh, I'm gonna doom scroll, um, but then I'm gonna reward myself then. So if you know you're going to get caught up in it, say, right, I'm going to spend just 5 minutes now leaving 10, 20 comments or connecting with 10 people, then I'm going to allow myself to doom scroll because we all procrastinate and it's important to allow us to do that as well because that's a need where we either finding that current task difficult or that there's a reason behind it. So it's important that when we do something and we know we're going to get distracted, we're going to say, right, I'm going to finish this job and then I'm going to do it for 10 minutes and then I'm going to reward myself with a cup of tea or something like that. So for example, when you're cooking your kids tea, if it's just like a simple oven job, you've got 10, 20 minutes where it's in the oven. You could use that time if you're sat watching their swimming lessons. You've got that time where you're not present or on court or anything with them. So like my son plays rugby, but I'm the first aider, so I can't do that time because I'm, in action with them as such. But there's plenty of opportunities. Like if you sat waiting for a bus or if you're going for a walk, there's lots of opportunities. If you sat down and recorded your day and actually worked on, right, I got up at this time. So another thing I did as well, I used to get up an hour early in the mornings. And I'd use that time before I go to work to do my commenting, my videos, my connections, nurture and speak to my audience before I even gone to work. So then I would just get home from work at the end of the day, do whatever we've got to do, be a mum, run around everything, run the house, cook tea. And then I could then spend time like building my presentations for all my training, all those other side of things. So it's more, if you want to do it, you will find a way. And it's surprising. If you go to your phone and go to the times, you'll see on there how long you spend on your phone each day. And if everyone takes their phone out now and has a look, see how many hours you actually spend on your phone. And right there is your answer. If you're on it for 3, 4 hours a day, that's 3, 4 hours you could be making money.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you on that on that piece. I truthfully do believe that so much of us don't really process how much time we're doing the other things. And I agree with you. That's exactly how I started in 2018. Was utilizing all those times. And I used to work, and there was a lot of times I'd have like a no show or um I'd have other time. I also breastfed at the time. So every time I was caught pumping and I didn't hold the baby, I was always doing something like that. So I absolutely love it. This is fabulous. So, now that they know kind of where the pockets of time are and what to do, what would be their first step that they would take? Is it connections? Is that what you would say is really just connecting, talking to people or?
So one of the first things is finding your niche, because there's no point growing an audience connecting if they're not going to be your audience, if they're not going to be the person that you help. So one of the first important things is to find your niche. Who are you going to help? Why you're going to help? And one of the most important things to remember is you got to have a reason for doing this, which is bigger than making money, which is bigger than sales. So my reason, my why is obviously my son, because I brought him up as a single parent for 8 years. And, then when I was with my partner, I'm still only on minimum wage. And it was just like, this wasn't the life I imagined I'd offer my child as a parent. So it was just, I, I'm not doing it as such. So he's my why. He hasn't gone without, but there's more opportunities I can give him. So we live on experiences. So for Christmas, birthdays, I buy him experiences. So he does have presents of everyone else. But for example, last year his experience was we went to see Hot Wheels Monster Trucks live. So,
Mm.
we had a weekend away, went to the aquarium, and he can remember all of that. But he's 9 now, but when he was 5, he went to see Marvel live, and that was just before COVID, and he can remember it all. I can't tell you what toys he had, but he remembers. So to us, experiences are important more than material things. So being able to take him away, or for him to be able to go on his school trips, or for us to go on a holiday to where he wants to go, or to go with his friends in half terms if they go to Butlins or to trips, we can say yes, let's go. The money isn't an option, time isn't an option, we don't have to worry about it. Let's go. So it's about having that why. You've got to have that reason. If it's just sales, you're not going to get far. Because it's not going to push you enough. It's not emotional enough for you to want to do it. If you've got an income coming in, we can get lazy because we know we've got that safety net. So you need to have something, you need to get your kids involved, your wife involved, and get them, tell them what you're doing, because that'll push you to spur it on. So like every day he'll say, have you spoken to someone today? Or if you've done this today, or if I've had a call, he'll come in and give me a hug. He's like, I'm proud of you. And that means more than a sale. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing it for him. I'm making him proud and giving him opportunities which I could never do where I was before, because it's not just that. Like I'm a better mum. I'm not like a moody mum anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it's my emotions are better. I got more time, and I want to have more energy with him when he comes home from school, rather than he wants to go on his PlayStation. Whereas before I'd be like, yeah, great, because I just need downtime. We're doing stuff together. We're baking, or we're doing some homework, or as soon as he's home, I've got all that energy for him. Whereas before, it was just like, I would hope he would want to go in and watch a film, so I could just come down for a little bit and then go and spend time with him. So you've got to niche down, you've got to have goals, you've got to have something bigger than sales. And then to start on, then you've got to connect with anyone in your niche. So it's got to be people with bigger accounts, people with smaller accounts, and just or any people in those area. And just remember that business is in competition. It's all about collaborating. So we need to help each other and push each other up as opposed to competing with each other.
I love it. That sounds fabulous. I think that's great advice for everybody that's listening. I'm sure they can have so much improvement from there. Is there any one last thing you want to leave them with?
So like I said earlier, your reasons got to be bigger than your excuses. So do you want to stay where you are or do you want to do something about it? Everyone has a skill. Everyone can help other people. So it's just deciding, are you going to do it now or you're going to rely on your safety net? Or do you want to stay as you are until you're retired and then be too tired to enjoy life? Or do you want to do some hard work now and in the next few years it pays off and enjoy the life? I'm here for the status quo of the government wants us to work to a 67, burnt out. Why? We don't have to do that. Salaries only, they're a safety net, but they stop us from what you can really achieve in a business. You haven't got a limit in what you can achieve. So why are we stopping ourselves? Why are we limiting ourselves?
That's fabulous. I love it. This is really helpful. I'm sure everybody will feel the same way. If they'd like to connect to you, where can they find you?
So I'm on Instagram. So I'm Kelly Watts Coaching on Instagram. I'm also on LinkedIn as Kelly Watts, or you can find me on Facebook as Kelly Watts as well. So
Perfect. That's awesome. And all the links will be right below this video for sure. So please click below. And of course, thank you for coming in and being a guest. And for all of my listeners, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I, of course, will see you on the next one. Bye for now. I hope you guys have a fit and fabulous day.